see the countdown continues. Do my little mumbo jumbo in the beginning. Yes, boys, you can. Oh, I missed Raven's stream this morning. Sorry, Raven. Alright, let's get this party started. Oh, wait, hold on. Ow. I am about to let's get the game loaded in. The power on this. Hey, Bravo. The boss's computer is so slow. So, recap of where we left off. We got asked by the actual people of Rena, well, what's left of them, to go and kill the Great Spirit, and we agreed. What the heck? We agreed to go and kill it. We also found out that Shionne's thorns are part of the Great Spirit. So we got a bit of a conundrum. What, you... Thank you, Kong Supersonic. What's the matter, Mr. Coco? Don't you know that, What's the matter, bud? Uh-oh. Alright, so let's get going. What, you want to watch? Go ahead, take it in there. It'll take some time to completely repair your starship. I suggest that you all get some rest in the interim. Rest. Hi, Kong Supersonic.
Hey! Titanic!
You still thinking about what the scientists told us? About where Renans really come from?
I am, but not for myself.
You're worried about the future of the Renan people.
The fact that our people have been the same this whole time will only give the Dahnans further reason to resent us.
But you still intend to confront this truth head-on, don't you?
Well, I did declare that I would live my life for the living, and not the dead. Even as I dream of retirement, I shall remain dedicated to the cause.
I'm sure you'll do great.
Now that I think about it, I don't believe I've ever heard you criticize or reproach us Renans even once.
I'm no saint. I have skeletons in my closet too. There was definitely a time when I hated Renans for who they were. I hated them just for being Renan. But you changed that, Dohalim. You gave me an opportunity to see them in a different light. Thanks to your reforms, we were able to stand next to Renans not as slaves, but as equals for the first time in our lives. Of course, I'm sure there were some Renans who still hated us on the inside. But we knew that not all of you were like that. There were those of you who were good, and that was a start. When it comes down to it, Renans are just people. They can be good or bad, just like Dahnans.
That is, in essence, the heart of your approach, isn't it? That we're all people.
Yeah, it is. When you can pull someone aside and talk to them one-on-one, then you have the chance to come to an understanding. But as soon as you stereotype, that chance goes away, and you stop thinking of them as people that you can relate to.
I understand what you're saying, but we're talking about massive numbers of Renans and Dahnans alike. Realistically speaking, surely they won't all be able to get along.
Even if we end up butting heads with one person, maybe we'll find better luck among their friends. If we can build a society that works like that, that'll be something worth nurturing and protecting.
So you wish for people to form real bonds and do away with the hierarchy outright? To deal with one another as humans, and nothing more? That's the ideal future you hope to see when this is all over?
Yes, I do. I think it would make for a fine tribute to my brother's legacy. Though, that said, I would be doing it for the people of the future first and foremost. Do you still plan to return to Lenegis when this is over?
Indeed
Maximus,
I do. I
I
don't know whether I'll be able to reside in Lenegis proper, however. My first order of business may be to find somewhere to live.
You'll always have a home in Menancia, you know.
As I shall ever keep in mind.
If you get me
Well,
scratched, Kong,
if you ever need a helping hand, don't
I'm gonna be
hesitate to come get me.
mad.
I'll always be there for you, Doe.
Did you just... Never mind. Thank you, Kisara. I appreciate your patience as I work all this out.
Don't even mention it. And really, when you think about it, now that we know the two of us aren't so different after all, don't you think that brings down a barrier that used to be between us?
You know, I hadn't actually thought of it that way before. But I do like the sound of it.
Yeah, I think I do too.
Get a room, you two. Kong?
Hey, why'd you
Mr.
call
Cucko
me
is
here?
laying there.
Was there
Let
something
him
you
be.
wanted to talk about?
Well, if everything we've heard about the Great Spirit is true, then we're getting
You don't
close to our
listen, do
final
you?
battle. So I wanted to apologize while I can.
Leave him up.
Apologize? For what?
Oh, my ear.
I was being real stupid before. About whether Dana's will had been controlling us and all that. I get why you were angry.
Sorry about that. My dog
Anybody
is,
would be if something they trusted was being
wants
questioned.
to play with the cat, and the
So,
cat is laying
I'm
up on my
sorry,
head.
Rinwell. Really.
And he's
I
not a
should've
little
kept my
puppy
mouth
anymore,
shut.
so he can actually reach up to the back of the couch
No,
where he's
Ma.
at.
Honestly,
He's
I
gonna
think you might have
scratch
been
you.
onto something. Of course you were worried.
Yep.
Who wouldn't be if they found out there might
He's
be
getting
some
swatted at.
invisible force pulling our strings this whole time?
But you really trust Dana's will, don't you? Is it because you can sense it a lot more than the rest of us? Because you can understand it?
Yeah.
He'll
I
learn.
think that might be part of it. But I think
Oh wait,
I
yeah,
also
he hasn't
want
learned
to
it
believe
yet.
it's good.
Believe?
Remember how I used to really resent coming from a family of mages?
Yeah, of course. Because you were always on the run and had to live in hiding.
When we rescued Zephyr and I finally decided to come along with you all, something changed inside me. It was the first time I felt like my powers had any meaning, even if that meaning was only helping you guys fight. Then, when I felt Dana's will, I was overwhelmed by how vast and warm it was. It made me want to believe my powers were made to connect with it. It made me believe I had a bigger purpose.
What's going on in there?
So that's why you hope it doesn't turn out to be bad. You almost need it to be kind.
Yeah.
Well, alright. Then I promise I'll lay off bad-mouthing it.
You will?
There's no way for me to know for sure one way or the other, right? But you trust it, Rinwell, and that's enough for me. So I'll trust it because you do.
Remember what I said about neither planet's great spirit reaching us here?
Yeah?
That's not quite true. I can feel just a little bit of Rena's inside you and everyone else.
You... what?
I sensed it when we first got here. It's a really small amount, so it doesn't feel like it has a will of its own. But I think that's how Dana's energy probably is too.
So you're saying there's a little bit of Dana's will inside each of us? In a way, doesn't that mean we're all Dana's will?
What?
Well, like you said, unless Dana's energy comes together, it has no will. So if we all have a little bit of Dana's astral energy inside us...
Yeah. Maybe.
Everett 35
Max,
might
stop.
know the answer.
Let him do it.
But, you know what? I don't need to ask it. My will is my own. I fight for who I want to fight for. That's who I am now. Who I've become. So thanks, Rinwell, for sharing that with me.
Ah.
To be honest, the only reason I was suspicious of Dana's will... well, I mean, it mostly was... I feel like you and I had grown apart lately, and I was worried it was because...
Huh?
Never mind. Nothing. Just forget about it.
Huh? No, what were you saying?
Saying? I don't remember
Come
saying
on.
anything.
Now you won't tell me what you were
No,
thinking?
that's not what I'm saying.
Then spit it out already.
I am a hate major. Hello,
You sure you don't want to get some rest?
I can't. I've got too much on my mind. Especially knowing how close our last battle is. How are you doing, Shion?
Same as you. Still trying to absorb everything.
Remember when it was so simple? We were only fighting all the lords on Dana? All of that feels like a lifetime ago, doesn't it?
Ages and ages ago. Everything that's happened since we first met. So many fights, so much chaos, so many wonderful people.
If I hadn't run into you that day, well, I wouldn't have met all of you. I never would have held the blazing sword or looked for something more. I wouldn't have my memories back. I'd still be a faceless slave, like as not long dead.
Hey, Alphen. I want you to promise me something.
Yeah?
If we can't find the Renis Alma, there's something I want you to do. Like Hevrect 35 said, the only way we can end the Great Spirit for good is to go after both the main body in Rena and the thorns in me. I need you to promise me, Alphen, that if for some reason we can't get the Renis Alma back, you'll use the Blazing Sword to destroy the Great Spirit, and me along with it.
Huh?
It's true the Blazing Sword may not have the strength of the Renis Alma. But it's taken us this far. It's slain lords and beasts. At the very least, it has to be worth a try.
You can't be serious. Have you forgotten everything that
Listen,
we've...
the Great Spirit isn't just our problem. It's a threat to our entire world. Renans and Danans alike. We don't know what's going to happen when we face it, but we need to be prepared for anything. We can't second-guess ourselves when the time comes. I promise you, I'm not planning on going anywhere. I'm prepared to fight with absolutely everything I've got. But if it comes down to it, I need you to be prepared too.
Why does he keep whimpering?
Is he? What is he looking at?
Okay.
Well, he's looking at me.
It means he wants your attention.
You should know that I'm not going to give up on you, Shion.
So pat him.
I'm going to fight this until the very end.
Kong.
I hope you can forgive me for that.
Alphen. Okay, I understand. And I'll forgive you.
Thank you, Shion.
So it's a promise then?
Yeah, it's a promise.
I remember how I felt the first time you touched me. My thorns made any contact a mistake no one would ever make twice. After they'd seen what could happen, fear would always linger behind their eyes. In my entire life, I never had someone willingly reach out to me. But when you reached out to me and gently took my hand, you didn't react at all. It was so easy for you. I don't have words for the shock I felt in that moment.
That's That's because I couldn't feel pain back then.
Max, sit in your chair.
Even once you could, though, you still chose to keep reaching out to me. And when you did, I felt this warmth that I had never known before. But still, I hate having to see you suffer through it every time you do.
You won't have to worry about that for much longer.
You think so?
I do, because Shion,
No. You can tell me once my thorns are gone. Okay?
Yeah. Okay.
Walk.
No, Kami, these are for me and Fess.
Everybody get enough rest? We ready for this?
No, I'm not ready for this.
We should probably get moving.
Agreed. Can't stand around waiting all day.
No,
Our
he's
task
just
is
following
relatively
you.
straightforward. We need only descend down to Rena, defeat the Great Spirit, and restore stability to both worlds.
We're fighting for a new future for both Dana and Rena.
Right. We've come this far. We will save our worlds. That's a promise.
Then let's go, everybody. We've got one last wall to tear down.
Repairs on your starship are complete. Everything is in working order.
Is that you, Hevrek 35? You can see us from where you are?
I can. I can see anywhere within the bounds of Dake Faisal.
Sounds like someone's a peeping Tom.
Maybe we should give Hevrect 35 a break. It has been stuck in this tiny facility for a very, very long time.
I have unlocked all functions on your starship. You can now make use of its warp drive.
Warp drive? Wait, you mean like what the Red Women used on us? What brought us here?
It's possible that the Red Women may have found a way to activate it on the starship. They are Helganquil, after all.
Using the warp drive, you should be able to breach Rena's atmosphere without being detected.
Wait, should?
You'll need to be careful. Due to the force field surrounding Rena, the ship will be unable to go any further than the surface of the planet.
So, once we reach the shell, it appears we'll have to infiltrate the core by foot. Understood.
We gotta go all the way down just walking?
Will all the Helganquil go back to normal once we defeat the Great Spirit? I have a strange feeling we're going to have to fight them before this is all over.
The extinction of my people is inevitable at this stage. As such, it would be illogical to risk the success of the mission in a vain attempt to save my kind.
We understand.
Can't that thing lighten up a bit? Everything it says seems to be about what's illogical.
Well, come on, Doe.
Hold up, did you just...
You heard the lady. Get going.
I have one last question.
What?
As Sovereign, your identification number indicates that you are well past your predicted life expectancy. Similarly, the Maiden lacks any identification number, as her function should have been rendered unnecessary. Despite this, the two of you continue to exist. Why?
We exist because others have entrusted this to us. Over the years, many people have come together and sworn to see this through to the end.
You mean it is because of multiple chance interactions? The likelihood of such events is statistically improbable. Why have you two continued to persist under these conditions?
It's hard to explain. To be honest, I don't think it's something an observer could understand. All right, time to get back on the Fall Knights.
It's time to rock and ride.
It would appear that our Helganquil host really has fulfilled its end of the bargain.
You know what that means. Time to go to Rena.
I guess this means we should give that warp drive a spin.
There's nothing here. This weird ocean we're surrounded by just stretches out everywhere. Is this really where the Helganquil come from?
I don't sense even a trace of astral energy. This world is dead.
Then this must be the Hollowing.
You mean to tell me this whole world, the entire ocean is that stuff?
And it's covering everything. The entire planet.
This is what the Great Spirit does. After it depleted this planet of every last speck of astral energy, it went after Dana.
So arresting. This world of doom.
Back in its day, Rena was probably just as vibrant as Dana is. But after being robbed of its astral energy for so long, those days are gone and past. This is all that will remain.
So the Great Spirit took everything. It stole energy not just from living beings, but the land, the sea, everything.
And it bound the Helganquil in servitude, until their whole world was nothing but this. And by the looks of it, that's how it remains to this day. A world of death and emptiness.
With nothing left here to consume, the Great Spirit turned its sights on Dana, looking for another host.
You're saying if we don't stop it, this is what Dana's going to look like?
We can be sure that even these few remaining remnants of Renan life will not be spared in the end.
If the oblivion and darkness both Shion and Naori saw comes to pass, nothing will survive. It looks like we can climb down from there. Let's take a look.
Special owls seem to have appeared throughout Dana.
So this is Rena.
A hollowed ocean as far as the eye can see. What do you think would happen if we fell in?
What do you mean, what would happen? You'd drown, wouldn't you?
Come to think of it, I don't believe I've heard of someone ever trying. Perhaps you'd like the glory of being the first?
Nah, I'll pass.
This is essentially a world-sized Renan graveyard. Are you proposing to disturb the dead slumber just to satisfy your curiosity, Law?
No, because I said I passed.
Taking an interest is understandable, but let's not forget where we are. This place deserves our respect.
Looks like we're not going to be hearing the end of this one for a while.
You'd think I was already snorkeling in it or something. So the idea is to seal the Great Spirit inside the Renis Alma using the Sovereign and Maiden's power. But just how do we do that exactly?
I'm guessing it won't be as easy as holding a spirit channeling ceremony at our leisure.
I already had wielded astral energy once 3 centuries ago. As for suppressing her thorns, Shion's had a lifetime's experience. The problem isn't just our enemy's strength. It's that it's sentient, too. And you can bet anything you like it's not going to just sit back and let us destroy it.
In other words, we need to find some way to weaken it in advance. The Great Spirit, that is.
Back when Shion's thorns flew out of control, we were able to deal with them directly. If this is their host, they should be even more corporeal here.
If that's the case, it should make them easier to attack at least. And if we can manage to divert enough energy away from the spirit's core, even temporarily,
we might just be able to weaken it enough to steal the Renis Alma, which we can then use to seal it away forever. It won't be easy, but it's our only shot. Time to buckle up.
Another
Question
one?
for you. Let's say, knock on wood, everything turns out for the best.
What'll the world be like? Is that what you're asking?
Yeah, I mean, at the end of this, do you really think everything will be that different?
A lot will have to change, that's for sure. The world will have to adjust to so much. My only worry is if those changes turn out to be merely skin deep.
what do you mean?
It's well and good putting an end to Renin rule. But if it just turns the tables, it's all for naught.
That's true. Just as bad if the Danans started pressing their own.
Renins, Danans, astral art users, mages. The world is full of labels used to divide and separate people.
If only we could see differences like that for what they are. No different to someone having a musical talent or being good with their hands. Not differences so much as characteristics.
It will take someone in power to set an example. But with time, people will follow. And then, perhaps one day,
There will no longer be any need for the example. It will have become second nature.
That's where we come in. We can set the example. Imagine it. A world where magic and astral arts are used to help people. Where that's the norm rather than the exception.
Yeah, you're right, Rinwell. Why wait for somebody else? We can show them ourselves.
Wow.
I wonder what Helganquil civilization was like at its zenith.
I can imagine that'd be something you'd take an interest in.
There's no question it must have been advanced, like none either world has ever seen. We could surely stand to learn a thing or two from such a people.
I get that you're itching to delve into its history, but we've got bigger fish to fry right now.
Put a pin in it, and you can do all the research you want when you retire.
I can think of worse things than a retirement dedicated to research. As for whether Rena is amenable to an aging specimen...
It's a little early to be giving it serious thought just yet.
A man can dream, though. A man can dream.
Oh, we didn't say there's anything wrong with dreaming.
In your case, Dohalim, dreams have a habit of spiraling into something else.
You'll need to stay with us for now, though. You're too helpful to let retire.
Why do I feel this is less of a compliment and more of an ultimatum?
Just a friendly suggestion.
Alright, let's see. 3 ways to go. That one's not on. That one's not on. They're not gonna make this easy. And teleport off.
Looks like we've warped into that pit of astral energy.
Hey! Hey, I just realized something!
Is this about dinner last night? I didn't realize those ingredients were off.
What? No! I mean, wait, you fed us rotten food?
Rinwell, the point.
Oh, yeah, right. So I was thinking about those armored soldiers we've seen. There are regular Renans inside them, right?
Yeah, they're designed to make whoever's wearing them stronger. At least, I think that's the idea.
Right. So it kind of begs the question then, why are they made so huge?
I don't know, makes them more intimidating, I guess? Or maybe all that tech wizardry inside takes up a lot of space.
You don't think it's weird how the armored soldiers are the exact same height as the Helganquil?
Can't say I'd ever noticed it till now. And?
Connect the dots, Law!
Okay, let me get this straight. You think the armored suits might have originally been designed to allow Renans to work alongside the Helganquil?
Huh. But if that's true, what would that mean?
It would mean... just that, I guess. But still, don't you think it's kind of interesting?
Not... hugely? Hey, Kisara, well, I've got you. What's on tonight's menu? Because I was thinking, maybe meat?
Get him, Hootle.
What did I do?
Oh, now you want to listen. Keep pecking, Hootle!
Ow, ow, ow! Seriously, what the hell?
I love that owl.
You know, guys, when you think about it, we've taken out a lot of Zeugles. Like, a whole lot.
You can say that again. If one thing's for certain in this world, it's that wherever we go, we'll always end up bumping into them.
Isn't it weird that they're still so plentiful? You don't think the Renans have, like, a ranch where they breed them, do you?
Certainly in all of my years, I've never heard of them constructing such a massive facility on Dana, let alone up in Lenegis.
The only thing I can think of, then, is that the feral ones must be reproducing on their own.
There's also no organized effort on our part to hunt them down, so it's difficult to fully exterminate them.
Exterminate them? Whoa, don't you think that's maybe a little harsh?
What do you mean?
Zeugles originally used to be living creatures native to Dana and Rena, right? Being genetically modified isn't their fault.
You're right. Zeugles were only created because of us Renans. We altered the original creatures to suit our own ends.
First, people made Zeugles, and then we let them go. And now we're trying to kill them because they're a threat. They really have only seen the very worst, huh?
I hope we find a way to be able to live side by side with them one day.
It's a nice thought, but they attack towns and cities. What else are we supposed to do?
Aside from the strays that have gone wild, it's worth remembering that Renans are able to keep them somewhat under control.
If we had distinct territories that didn't overlap, that might reduce the danger they pose.
Well, I guess when you look at it that way, maybe people and Zeugles aren't so different after all.
Wonder if that's what the planet used to look like. Oh, that one's off. Where are the Zeugles?
Helganquil!
Guess they don't need their Red Woman disguises anymore.
Wait, can you understand us?
It's no use. We're not going to get through to them.
So they really are being controlled. In that case, we've got no choice.
Fight time.
I knew there was something off here!
They're not pulling punches. We have no choice but to beat them at their own game.
Heal my weary companion. Armor. Here! Luna, okay. Megasonic thrust!
Mega Ray!
The enemy here's ours too.
You'll soon see about that.
Try harder!
Denied! I got you!
Bloody hell!
Shield
Eat dirt!
Here!
Dragon Swarm!
Howl!
Annihilation!
Mega Ray! Down! You're all! Do it!
Commander of
And here comes
Phoenix Cyclone!
Did it!
Yeah! Nice
combo.
technique!
Dragon Swarm!
Their arcs were directed! Piercing roar! Fly!
Here I come! No cause to break this door! Take this!
In the sky is blood!
Coming through! Ha! Now! Scarlet Inferno! Kisara! Commander of Heaven!
Phoenix Cyclone!
Take this! We've turned the tables on him.
There are still more left!
Right. No time to hold back. I can carve through water!
Law! I'll stop your movement!
And I'll stop your life!
Take it! And again!
Mega Ray! You can get by me! Do it!
Hey! Blow them away!
Alphen.
I can't forgive them for what they've done, but I hate killing them. They don't even know why they're fighting. How does that even make them any different from the Dahnan slaves?
Perhaps. However, if we don't make a choice, the guilt of not doing anything will be that much worse.
Yeah, I know. I hate for it to be like this. But if it happens again, you won't find me hesitating to act.
I wonder if we're going to get attacked again.
If we lose heart now, this whole mission is over. We have to stay the course.
I thought there'd be more dirt and rocks and stuff underneath the hollowed ocean, but it's all artificial.
I would imagine they're remnants left behind by the Helganquil, seeing as there's little actual land remaining.
It's incredible. Do you think it stretches all the way down to the center of the planet?
Hey, these guys built Lenegis, remember? They probably did this in a weekend.
If they had the power to create things like this, did they really only use those immense capabilities to serve the Great Spirit? Or rather, was that the only use the Great Spirit let them use their capabilities for? We haven't seen anyone here except Helganquil. Looks like this place really is their home planet.
The true citizens of Rena. What a shame that they have become nothing more than puppets to the Great Spirit. To think of the promise their accomplishments once held. They had the potential to be great indeed.
Do you think we could have got along with them? You know, if we had met under different circumstances. Like
all of us, you mean? I suppose it's difficult to say for sure. We don't even know if they would see us as being on an equal level with them or not.
I think we may have had the chance once, before the Renan Great Spirit came along and changed everything.
You and Alphen both share an optimism. A strong willingness to believe in hope.
Do you think that's foolish?
On the contrary, I should like to take a leaf from your book myself. In tragedy's aftermath, hope is all we have.
Wow, there's a lot of
Just
talking
look
for
at the
this
size
part.
of that thing. The Helganquil's technology certainly is impressive. And they don't seem to do things by halves either. In the past 300 years, no, even before that, just how many people, Renan or Dahnan, do you think have ever seen this?
Regarding the past 3 centuries at least, I'd say there's a good chance that we're the first. Also, while I get that it's impressive and all, I'm just amazed you're still standing around gawping at it at a time like this. Sometimes I wonder about your priorities.
I can understand where he's coming from. More to the point, does anyone know where it leads?
What do you mean where it leads? To the center of the planet, of course.
And that doesn't strike you as sounding just a little bit, oh, I don't know, far? There has to be a quicker way to get there, right?
Yeah. With all this technology at their fingertips, it seems pretty unlikely that they'd make that kind of journey on foot. There must be some kind of device somewhere. Let's see if we can figure out how to use it.
Borrow one of their contraptions? You're either brave or out of your mind.
If it works
Or
for them,
both.
there's no reason it wouldn't for us. Why make things harder for ourselves?
You know what he's like, Law. Once he gets an idea in his head, there's no talking him out of it.
Oh, there are Zugos. Here, puppy, puppy, puppy.
I have a bad feeling about this.
Take this! Dragon form! On guard! You pick the wrong reflexes will not serve you well here. I'll take you all off! Dragon form!
Here, let me help. Don't mind if I do.
Going in! Vacuum blade! You're mine! Lewis, escape! Take this! Commander of Heaven!
Phoenix Cyclone!
Did it!
Yeah! Nice technique!
Armor won't save you! Dragon Sword! Execution! Resonate with the earth! It's on! Prepare to be fierce!
Actually, perhaps found is more appropriate.
Less talking, more doing.
You're mine! Can you take it? Resonate with the earth!
Here's the lifeline.
Vacuum blade!
Blood.
Rending you a bloody house!
Leave the curse to me. Inferno lifeline. Would you
Here I
do
come!
it?
No escape!
Far enough!
Ready. Where are you going? This one's mine. Not on my watch.
It's time! Catapult! Take this! Ready and raring!
Water, hear my
Dragon
call.
form!
Do it.
Dueling! In an instant! Impact clock!
Well, am I improving?
Tremendously. The speed and precision of your aim is simply unmatched.
I wonder how the Renans avoided being mind-controlled like the Helganquil. Do you think it might have something to do with the fact that they were originally Danans?
I'd say it's likely. Which is pretty ironic when you think about it.
Ironic?
The Renans have committed grave injustices against the Danans. But it was all of their own volition, not because they were being controlled. Now, it turns out they themselves were once Danans too.
Which must mean that the root of their evil isn't the Great Spirit, but something inherent in all of us. Our free will.
Now hang on, though. It was that same free will that allowed Shion and Dohalim to choose to fight alongside us. Without it, we wouldn't have been able to beat hatred and forge all those connections we've made. Free will is what saved us, right?
Law's entirely right. In any case, it certainly can't hurt to look on the bright side every now and then.
Yeah. Where there's hope, there's a way.
What'd he say?
He said, without a doubt.
Hi, Basic. Thank you, Basic.
Is this a dead end?
It appears this whole room functions as an elevator. That apparatus there is likely what's used to control it.
What the? Where did they come from?
Less worry, more action. Concentrate.
Dragon Swarm!
Glacial Sphere.
I can shatter any steel!
This one's mine.
I owe you a flying freak! Why can't they just sit still?
Shia, can you take care of them?
No sooner said than done.
Right here! I got it! Take this! No escape! Bloody holiday!
Uh-oh, she's mad.
Take this! Crush! Dragon Swarm!
I'll take you all on! Ha! Flare the Malisa!
Glacial Sphere.
Dragon Swarm! No further!
Here goes!
Not on my watch.
Leave the chargers to me!
Do it!
Kisara! Commander of Heaven!
Get rid of this one.
Did it!
Hurricane Strike!
Smite with Dragon Blade! Burn!
Make it rain!
Here,
Ringwell!
Frozen!
Hammer!
Here's a healing
Reinforcements incoming!
Not a problem.
Hurricane Strike! Water!
Here's my call.
Now you see what I can do!
Resonate with the earth. Glacial Sphere. Where are you going?
Not today!
Here's a
Dragon
healing!
Blade! Now I can
Inferno Crossing! This one's mine! Make it rain!
This ends now!
Consider yourself finished!
There you go, Alvin.
It's time to end this battle!
I'm right beside you.
There! Dragon Swarm!
Radiant Light! Here! I'm out of
Make
ammo.
it rain!
Kisara! Commander of
See what I get from these guys.
Phoenix Cyclops!
More Sukkos?
Keep calm and take them down.
Far enough!
Dragon Swarm!
Here goes! Don't mind if I do.
What's a gauntlet?
Burning Strike! Glacial Sphere.
I'm ready! Dragon Tilt!
This ends now!
Consider yourself finished!
Are they calling reinforcements?
Thin them out! Don't get surrounded!
Can't get out of this! Dragon Swarm! Take more! Resonate with the earth! Burn it down! Now it's let loose! Dragon Swarm! Resonate with the earth! Vacuum Blade!
This one's mine!
Tornado Alpha!
Annihilation!
Air pressure!
Burning
Here I come! Tripped! Next more!
Hurricane Strike!
Dragon Swarm!
Primed and ready! That'll bring you
Raising you
down!
on high.
Hurricane Strike!
Come on.
The flame inside me!
There we
Be
go.
let free!
I've taken too many hits!
What the hell is going
Far
on?
enough! Fall back, Alvin! We'll take point here!
Thanks. I'm ready! Commander of Heaven! Phoenix Cyclops! Let me free you of your power!
Thank you for the healing, Dohalim.
Our comrades need our abilities to survive.
Smash you!
No one is dying on our watch.
All mine!
Flames! Reload! Hurricane!
I'm ready!
Here's a
Totally!
healing!
In an instant! Impact Clock! We work well together.
Like a finely timed waltz.
Dragon Swarm! You picked the wrong fight! More?
I don't know what I'd do without you.
In a bind?
Perhaps now isn't the time.
I really don't.
Resonate with the earth! Stalagmite! Dragon Swarm!
Explosion!
Negative gate! Here I come! We turn the tables on them.
There are still more left.
Right.
Come
no
on.
time to hold back. Here I come! Kisara! Commander of Heaven! Phoenix Cyclops!
By the power of flame! Burning with ice!
Bloody holiday! Dragon
So where
Swarm!
are you going?
Flaming meteor! Far enough!
Do it!
Rinwell! Light Burst Force!
Radiant Genesis!
Switch
I can
to
carve through armor!
Here
Elusive
goes!
deity!
Lyric flame!
Dragon Swarm! Elusive deity!
Primed and ready!
Flaming meteor!
This one's
Timer.
mine!
Sonic Spear!
Mega Ray!
Take this!
Gemini
I'm
Armor!
ready! Kisara! Commander of Heaven! Phoenix Cyclops!
By the power of flame! Burning with ice!
Bloody holiday! Dragon Swarm!
Blizzard blow!
Negative gate! Take this! Lewis
Flaming meteor!
Glacial Sphere!
all
Here's
mine!
evil!
Not today!
Freeze Lancer! Do it!
Dragon Swarm!
Battle over with already? Finally.
So I still had room to grow.
Legendary skill. Fused. That's all stuff we needed.
Even in such a harsh environment as this, there are still creatures here?
You think they're native to Rena? Or could they be Zeugles somehow?
Whatever they are, they're dangerous. Watch yourselves around them. You think that pit stretches all the way to Rena's core?
If that's true, and if we go down, we should find the Great Spirit at the bottom.
We could get there even faster if we simply jump down.
You don't want to jump down.
I'll clear the way through.
I've got your back.
Stay calm. I shall provide assistance.
Denied!
Sounds like selfie.
Here's evil!
That buzzing is driving me mad. Got flyers.
I've got this! Let a marksman handle it!
All yours.
Hurricane Strike! I'm ready!
Take this.
Blackened blade! Arch shield!
You picked the wrong fight.
Hurricane Strike! Make it ready! Frozen!
Hammer!
Resonate with the earth.
Water! Here's my call!
Can't get out of this.
Hurricane Strike! Not on my watch! Here's evil!
I'm ready. Remove.
Astral energy!
Say no more.
Hear me! Flame of fury! Glacial spear! Here's evil!
It's on.
Free blade!
Burn.
Crescent moon!
Dragon swarm.
Hurricane Strike! Reload!
Here I come.
Glacial spear!
Dragon
Here's
swarm.
evil!
Elusive deity.
Make it rain!
It's over.
This ends now!
Consider yourself finished.
There you go, Alphen!
It's time to end this battle.
I'm ready! Hurricane Strike!
That battle's over with.
Didn't even break a sweat.
We're in for a long slog with this one.
Swarm.
Where are you going? Lunar corruption!
Dragon swarm.
These ones can run rings around us!
The flame inside me yearns to be let free.
Leave the ensnaring to me.
Yeah!
And Glacial Strike! Tiger Blade!
Dragon swarm.
Art expert coming through! Crescent moon!
Come and face me.
Hurricane Flame!
this.
Reload!
This one's
No
mine.
further. Dragon swarm.
Here I go!
I'm ready. More. Look sharp. Lightning tiger blade.
Water! Here I
Dragon
go!
swarm. No further.
Feast assault! Spread!
This one's all mine. Ignite. I'm ready. Swarm.
This one's got your name on it!
Acid to acid. A merry distraction.
There's still more to go!
Elusive deity.
Here
Here I come. I'm ready. Dragon shield.
This ends now!
Consider yourself finished.
Am I on a roll or what?
Well, look who's in a bright and shiny mood.
So let's see. I want to see what's in here first. Ouch time. Regular, alpha.
I have a bad feeling about this.
I can carve through
I don't even know the word defeat.
I don't feel so hot.
You should sit this one out then.
And miss all the... Sun.
Too heavy!
No way.
That's not even fair! Eat dirt! Hold the line! This one's mine!
Don't suffer inside. Leave the ensnaring to me.
Yeah! and pummel it to me! Dragon Sword!
Coming through! Confiscated!
Look sharp!
Lunar corruption!
You picked the wrong fight! Dragon Sword!
Hurricane
A thrilling performance! Hurricane Thrust! Hurricane Thrust! Tear! No further! Vacuum Blade!
Here, let me help!
You're finished!
Going in!
Shattering the pieces! Attack time!
Hurricane Fire! Going in! Here's a healing arc!
Dragon Sword!
This one's mine!
Pile Driver! Sonic Tear!
Lunar corruption!
Here I come!
Fly! By the power of water!
This one's all mine! You picked the wrong fight! Dragon Swarm! I'm not done! It's over! Dragon Swarm! Captivity!
Hold on to your arc! Here I come!
Begin! And more of this enough for now!
Do it!
Linwell! Light Burst 4!
Radiant Genesis! Mega Ray!
Dragon Swarm!
Denied! Primed and ready!
I can't get out of this!
Here's a healing arc!
Resonate
This
with
one's
the
mine!
Not today!
Here, let me help! First aid! Take this! I'll pick you up!
Armor won't save you!
Glacial I'll take you all on!
There, finally she did it. Golden Kitty Shield.
Here, let me help!
Dragon Swarm!
First aid!
I don't know what I'd do without you.
I'm ready!
Astral Energy!
Say no more!
Turn her bad! I'll heal you all!
Take this! Now I can let loose!
Dragon Shield! Your arm!
Stalagmite!
Sorry to trouble. That helps.
Annihilation! Ready!
Heal!
Without a trace!
Dragon Swarm! There!
Take
this! Can't get out of this!
Into the shadows!
It's on!
Meteor! Don't mind if I do!
Shine! Radiant light!
By the power of water! Hurricane
Regenerate!
Dragon
Swarm!
Beast Assault!
Vacuum Blade!
Now you see what I can do!
Don't suffer in Dragon Swarm!
Nothing gets mine! Place denied! Outstanding form! On the power of flame! Switch it off! Lunar corruption!
Vacuum Blade!
I'm all set! You can fly! Hurricane by the power of water!
You're mine!
Captivity! Spirit blow! By the power of flame!
You're mine!
Without a meteor!
There!
Here, let me help!
I'll find you with your shot! Take this! In a bind! Dragon Swarm! You're finished! Try harder! Not here!
I'll heal you all!
Easter!
Hurricane Strike!
Dragon Swarm! Dance on the wind! Carve through!
Yeah, he's finally almost gone.
Here I come!
On your knees!
Gemini Ultra!
Amazing.
Try harder!
Water!
My turn!
How about this? I'll leave the chargers to me!
Another incantation ruined.
Dragon
And
Swarm!
just like that, I'll take you all on!
And here comes the giant shield. I
Flare
think that's the one that's
Metallica!
worth the cast on her.
Hurricane Strike! Glacial Spear! Ready!
Seismic Rupture!
Make it rain!
Now we're over!
This ends now!
Consider yourself finished!
I need to be stronger.
Go, get up. Phantom Fang. That's new. See what's in this good chest. Canine Vest. A vest worn by a legendary dog renowned for its dagger skills. While not intended to be worn by humans, it's probably safe to do so.
This looks nice and tough.
That's either a very big dog or Law is very small.
Guess I misread the landing.
The question is, do I want to fight the Mantis?
These structures don't look like anything built by the Renans. Or even what we saw in the Forbidden Zone.
Perhaps this is the true architectural style of the Helganquil. Or perhaps the opposite, given their situation.
You mean like how some places favor building stuff with stone?
Well, blasting wolf.
This one's tough! In a bind? Burn in hell! I'm gone! Here! Dragon Form!
These things really get on my nerves.
Inferno! Damn it! Armor won't save you!
Pesky airborne scoundrels!
Sounds like a job for yours truly.
I'm gone! Okay, here I go!
Prepare to be sealed, O fleet of foot. Actually, perhaps found is more appropriate.
Less talking, more doing.
The flame inside is yours to be let free!
Not in your dreams.
Take this! Inferno crossing! Rending you apart! Dragon Form! I'm ready! Kisara! Commander of Heaven! Phoenix Cyclone! Did it!
Yeah! Nice technique!
They smite with blackened blade! Now we're Dragon Form! In a bind? I'm ready! Chill!
This ends now!
Consider yourself finished!
Water, hear my call!
How about this? Dragon Form!
That battle's over with.
So I still had room to grow.
Money. Really?
This one will be difficult to predict.
Right here! I don't have much left! Here I go! By the power of water! Dragon Swarm! Shield from calamity! Dragon Swarm! Ignite!
Where are you going?
Daria! Dragon Swarm!
Blizzard blow!
There!
Searing flame! Fire flame! Vanish without a trace!
Seismic Russia! Elusive deed! Coming through! Ha!
Let's see how this
Now!
goes.
Scarlet Inferno!
Radiant light! Here!
Dragon Swarm! No dawn shall break it! Nice!
Our hands are coming through! Cut the ray!
I'll find you with
My head's spinning, just watch it! Denied!
Vacuum Blade! I'm ready! Tribal! Look sharp!
Lightning Tiger Blade.
Hey! Poodle's quivering! I think we're about to be real lucky!
Or there's an owl nearby? Chrome Gazer.
This one's tough, but we have no choice.
Let me know if you need healing.
Not today! Dragon!
Now you see what I can
Be
do!
careful! It has some kind of camouflage!
Vacuum Blade!
Dance on the wind!
Dragon Form!
They smite with blackened
Dragon
blade!
Form!
Resonate with the earth! Stalagmite!
Lunar corruption!
Coming through! Ha! Now! Scarlet Inferno!
Lunar blast!
Dragon Swarm! Catapult! I can't move!
Don't give up!
This should do it!
I never miss!
Here goes! In a bind?
Hear me! Flame of fury!
Your art!
By the power!
On your
This should do it!
Without a trace! Hurricane foot!
look shot! Resonate with the earth!
Smash you! Not today!
Rending you apart!
Flaming meteor!
Dragon
Oh,
Form!
this is gonna go.
Red! I can handle it! Denied! Burning strike! This one's mine! I'll stop its charge!
Thanks, Kisara!
This isn't looking good!
Rending you apart! Bloody
This should do it! Dragon Form!
I'll take you all on! Ha! Flare the Molotov! This one's mine!
Take this! Can't get out of this!
Hurricane blade! Water, hear my call!
Dragon Form!
That's my cue!
Shut him down! There! The flame inside me yearns to be let free! Try harder! You picked the wrong fight!
Inferno
Dragon Form! Vacuum blade!
meteor!
There!
In the sky is mine!
On your knees!
Try harder! Now! You're my... Time to let it rip! Eternal devastation! Coming through! Ha! Now!
Come on, hurry up and die.
Scarlet Inferno! Dragon Form!
Get from the way!
Vacuum blade!
Ready to take it far enough!
He's almost gone. There we go.
Look sharp! Lightning Tiger Blade!
Does anyone else think this may be
Million
just
hide.
a bit too tough for us?
I actually needed that. Ah. Ooh. Let's see. Mysterious fragment. Heavy retreat. I'm actually curious on something. Platinum chunk. Serious fragment.
I have a bad feeling about this.
I shall ensure you survive this! Ready and raring! A wall of shield from calamity!
Not today!
I don't have much left.
Dragon Form!
Flaming meteor!
There!
Going in!
Dragon Form!
Hurricane the power of flame! Vanish without a blizzard blow!
You're mine! Execution! It's over!
Resonate with the earth!
Explosion!
I'm ready! Show me! In an instant! Impact block! We work well together.
Like a finely timed waltz.
Dragon Swarm!
How about this? Hurricane Strike! I'll take you all on! Ha! Flare Demolisher! Hear me, Flame of Fury!
I'm ready! Kisara! Commander of Heaven!
That one.
Phoenix Cyclone!
Glacial Spear, pierce evil!
Dragon Swarm!
My concentration is dwindling. Perhaps I'm tired.
Offline. Shows where I'm at. Transfer. Oh, let's see.
We're in for a long
Murdering
slog
man.
with this one. Bring you down.
Rending you apart! Ignite!
Far enough.
Prepare to be seized! Carve
As if the
through
normal
armor!
creepy crawlies aren't disgusting
this.
enough.
Dragon
Think you can fly? Lunar corruption! Time to stop! Let's keep on the pressure!
Dance in the wind! Back to the blade!
Reload!
A charge like that could easily be fatal.
Just as well, I'm here to stop.
Eagle Blade! It's on! You picked the wrong fight!
Dragon Swarm! I'm all stuffed up. This one's mine. Outstanding form.
No further! Eternal Devastation!
How about this? Take this!
Eagle Blade! Dragon Swarm! It's too much!
Going in.
On your knees! Dragon Swarm! Coming through! Ha! Mount! Scarlet Inferno!
Here goes.
Dragon Swarm!
Corruption.
No! Can't end here!
Forgive me.
Far enough. Lightning. Shield and reload. Primed and ready. Hurricane. You're going.
Dragon Swarm!
Blizzard blow.
Resonate with the earth! No further!
Flaming meteor. Mega ray.
Not a chance!
I'm on stuff.
No escape!
Reflect on thy sin.
They smell blackened blade! Back up!
Burning strike.
Glacial Spear, pierce evil!
Take this!
I can carve through armor!
Not today! Dragon Swarm!
I'll take you all on. Ha! Flare Demolisher. Here goes. Flaming meteor. Water. Hear my call.
Dragon Swarm!
I couldn't make it in time.
Freeze Lancer.
Elusive deity!
Glacial Spear, pierce evil!
Prepare to be Swarm! Can't get out of this!
Freeze Lancer. Annihilation! Do it! Astral energy!
Say no more.
Remember to tell me if you need healing.
I expect she'll be in high demand if that's the case.
Pixie crystal.
Is it just me, or...
Eee.
Brace yourselves! This one's tough!
You wanna play? Come at me!
Dragon Swarm!
Insects would stay on the ground. If it's in the sky, it's mine!
Pesky airborne scoundrels.
Sounds like a job for yours truly!
Burn!
Denied! Burning!
Dragon Swarm!
Glacial fire! Radiant blood here!
I am going against the rules of RPG by pushing forward, but
Dragon Form! Glacial spear! Here's evil!
Vacuum Blaze!
Freeze
Dragon
laser!
Form! Elusive Deity!
Arnex for heaven flame! Reload!
Damn it! In a bind?
Take this! Do it!
Commander of Heaven!
Phoenix Cyclone!
Get it!
Yeah! Nice technique!
Water! Hear my call!
Burn in hell! Dragon Form!
I can carve through armor!
Negative
Do it!
Kitara! Commander of Heaven!
Phoenix Cyclone!
Far enough!
Blood.
Radiant spear! This is it!
Dragon Form!
By the power of flame! Finish
Try
without a
harder.
trace!
You're mine! Dragon Swarm!
Explosion! Primed and ready! That'll bring you down! Glacial fire!
Dragon Swarm!
Do it! More!
Look sharp!
Lightning Tiger Blade!
Does anyone else think this may be just a bit too tough for us?
all right. I need to regroup.
That was quite the little adventure we went on.
Sure is good to be back in the pleasant climes of Menancia. Especially after the extremes of some of the other regions we visited.
Definitely. Your country is beautiful.
You do me an honor. However, this place was never mine to own.
I didn't mean it that way. Though, I guess technically you weren't born here either. Native or not, that doesn't change the feelings you had for the place. If I were you, I'd try to take a little pride in people's compliments.
Allow myself to feel pride, huh? That sounds like no easy task.
Nothing sounds easy when you overthink things the way you do. It must be exhausting.
He's always worrying about something. It's probably what gives him his eye for detail. That's just the way he is.
Yeah, so we'd noticed.
Let's change the subject, shall we? It's a wonder so many things coincided to bring us here. Alphen's awakening, Shion's decision to revolt, the Dahnan uprising in Calaglia, the Crown Contest's final, sputtering throws.
Zephyr's being in the right place at the right time. The fact that you happened to be a lord just as this was all going on.
It's almost as if we were brought together by design. By someone who wanted to bring down the system.
No, enough Hand of Destiny talk. We did this on our own steam. It's our responsibility to see it through.
Did
Hey,
Law
Max.
just utter a pearl of wisdom?
Give me my phone.
I do think about things, you know. Just what do you take me for exactly?
Honestly, I always sort of pegged you as a likable dolt.
What the hell makes me a dolt, you dolt?
I mean, she did say he
No,
was a
I need to see
likable dolt,
something. That's
didn't
why I'm
she?
asking for it.
Let's refrain from poking this particular Zoogle any further. Some lessons just can't be taught.
Not to dolts, anyway.
Hello.
Don't go far.
Hey, Kisara, what's your secret for putting up with Dohalim? I don't know how you managed to deal with him.
Secret? Oh, I don't think it's as difficult as all that, really.
Could have had me fooled. Anyone who waxes lyrical on the aesthetic qualities of cactus thorns is a step too far for me.
And those poetic flourishes he sneaks into regular conversation? How am I supposed to react?
He likes the sound of his own voice, that's for sure. I say let him have his fun. No need to try and understand anything he says.
Has he always been like that?
He didn't seem as on edge all the time back in Menancia. Though he was my superior back then. So who's to say what I didn't see?
The Lord of Cislodia hid in plain sight while a crony posing as him carried out all his business. What if the Lord we met in Vicente was really...
An imposter? Dohalim? Hardly. Like it or not, that's him all right. In all his flamboyant, circumloquacious glory.
I'd like to see someone try to impersonate that on a daily basis.
Come to think of it, what with being a lord and all, he's probably never had anyone to speak to on an equal basis.
It wouldn't surprise me. Having you guys around, having a family in a way, must be what's helped him change.
A little heads up on some of his eccentricities would have been nice.
It's those eccentricities that make him who he is.
Hey, Max.
By the way, hello.
That doesn't help. Oh, wow. Iron Pipe, Ominous Skyball, Cursed Claw, Blistering Fang.
Wait.
Well, this explains why. Well, that's the best weapon in the game. Yeah, it is. That looks cool. No, you can't. See? There's a lion on it. It's a kitty shield. That's another one. Farm fence with a pig on it. Statue heart, gloaming crystal. Believing gauntlets. That's really cool. So I need dark tree blood. Ominous eyeball.
Did we really just spend that much money?
I love how much amazing food we get to eat, even when we're out on the road.
Me too. Especially compared to what I used to have when I was still a slave. This is paradise.
It's amazing what good food can do to keep your hopes up. Nagal used to say all the time that the power of food is subtle, yet profound.
Yeah, ain't that the truth? For whatever reason, I find I don't worry nearly as much when I've got a full stomach helping me out.
That's why you shouldn't be such a picky eater.
Huh?
She's right. You always leave food that you don't like on your plate when you're done.
Come on, what's the big deal?
Back in the day, I couldn't think about leaving any food. It was such a waste not to eat at all. You needed every last scrap of energy.
Exactly. Even when my brother and I didn't have much to eat, we all did what we could to make it taste good and enjoy what we had.
That definitely explains a lot about why you cook the way you do, Kisara.
Dohalim, I bet you don't know what any of that's like. You must be used to food being handed to you on a silver platter.
Sometimes it was gold.
You didn't shy away from that at all.
Although, there was one experience that does come to mind.
Oh?
When I first learned that the food I ate originally came from animals and fish, I was rather taken aback.
You just ate whatever was in front of you without even thinking about it?
Silver spoon elite for you.
Your cooking has really improved, Shion.
It's because of you that I understand what makes it so fun. I'm glad everyone seems to enjoy what I make too.
I've noticed a disturbing trend that after it's your turn to cook, our ingredients tend to run really low. What's up with that?
That is a good point, Law. There's a weird difference between the amount of ingredients she prepares and how much food actually gets served. Curious. Very curious indeed.
I don't know. Isn't it pretty normal for veggies to shrink a little when you fry them up?
Or maybe she eats all the bad batches herself so we won't notice.
Come on, I wouldn't do anything like that.
Then how would you explain the difference?
Ahem. I have a theory that I wish to propose.
What is it?
As we all know, Shion here can have quite the appetite. I imagine she often taste tests her own food as she prepares it. By my eye, it would appear that her footprints are leaving deeper impressions as of late. Far be it from me to level such an accusation, but the facts lead me to conclude that...
She's been snacking while she cooks.
And yet, she still looks so slender in her clothing.
Yeah, I'm kind of envious, actually.
Wait a sec. Are you guys trying to say she's...
I'm what?
Nothing?
Nothing.
Hey, Alphen. Why do you like spicy food so much anyway?
You know, I haven't thought about that before. Maybe because when I couldn't feel pain, it gave me that kick I was craving.
But now that you can feel pain again, wouldn't your tastes have changed?
Did you like spicy food when you were younger?
Not as much as I do now. At some point, it just became something almost like an addiction, I guess.
I can most certainly relate. Once you've had your fill of ordinary food, you cannot help but seek out more unusual fare.
I don't think that's got anything to do with Alphen's tastes. Although I won't deny that you definitely have a thing for exotic food. The stranger the better.
I just wish I could have gotten you into sweets like me, Alphen.
I like food that's dense and keeps you feeling full myself. It helps you last longer when you're on the move.
We all know you're a quantity over quality kind of...
What was that?
Nothing. I lost my train of thought.
You know, I've also noticed Shion's not really into the same kind of food most Renans are. Could be it's got something to do with the way she grew up.
That's so me. Even when I was little, I was all about food that gives me strength. All meat, all the time.
And I guess Kisara is so good at cooking fish because she can catch them herself.
I'm only good with fish because it used to be the easiest thing to get. When you work with something long enough, it comes naturally to you.
I like fish just fine, but what I really like about your cooking is how it tastes homemade. It reminds me of what my mom used to make.
Really? You know, I used to cook a lot of meals for younger kids, and they said the same thing.
When you get down to it, I guess the things a person cooks and the foods they like say a lot about the way they've lived.
Finally. Yes, cook before resting.
Thanks for waiting. Eat as much as you like.
Kisara, let's talk for a bit. So, Kisara, once this fight is all over, I'm guessing you plan on heading back to Viscent?
Yeah. I've seen and learned so much traveling Dano with you all. I want to see those lessons applied back home. Hopefully I can use that knowledge to help reform Menancia even further, so it can be a model to other realms. What about you, Alphen? What's your plan?
That's a good question. I think I would be happy just to be able to put my fighting days behind me, and live a calmer, more peaceful life. Granted, all I've ever known is how to swing a sword. I'm not sure that switch will be so easy. Still, as long as I have somewhere to come home to, somewhere with a roof and 4 walls without any holes in them, that'll be good enough for me. It would be a home with enough food to make sure I don't go hungry, and a warm bed at night so I don't freeze. It wouldn't have to be anything fancy.
You've always been modest like that. But you're forgetting something else that makes a home. Family. What if you and Shion...
I hate to make this conversation all about me. Is there anything you want for yourself once things are over?
For myself? I've never really thought about it. Well, there is one thing I can think of. I don't know if I should say it, though.
Yeah?
I want a fishing pond.
Really?
Hey, that actually would be
I've
awesome.
been thinking about it for a while now. I love fishing, but it's always been such a process to actually do. You always have to make all these preparations before you go out and fish. It'd be nice to have a place I could visit without that hassle. dig a pond, fill it with water, and get some fish for it. If I could do that, I wouldn't have to worry about Zeugles, and everyone could use it.
You really do love fishing if you're even thinking of ways to help other people enjoy it.
I do. Just don't tell him I said any of this, okay?
Him? You mean Dohalim? True. If he caught wind of it, it might turn into a way bigger project than it really needs to be.
Not only that, he's still determined to make Vicente's residents happy. But personally, I feel his power would be better put to use elsewhere. So if I ever get around to making my fishing pond, I'd rather do it on my own.
Well, if you ever need help, don't hesitate to ask. I don't know my lures from my rods, but I can definitely help with any manual labor you need.
That's sweet of you to offer. I think I'll take you up on that. And then, with the fish I catch there, I could treat everyone to special home-cooked dinners. I'm getting excited already just thinking about it. I suppose I never realized until this conversation that I had any dreams like that for myself. Thank you, Alphen.
Well, there's Kasara's trophy.
Don't worry. Once I finish folding these clothes, I'll go to sleep.
Kasara, final prayer.
Let's stay safe today.
I don't think I've done any more fishing, but let's look. Right, 35 kinds of fish so far, eh? Level 2 marshlands, Fogwall limestone caverns, Navarro snow plains.
You saw it too, right?
Alright, ladies and gentlemen. I'm gonna call this a night. And as usual, I'm gonna rate somebody. Have a nice night, everyone.